Hey yo, how's it going everyone? Entropy here today with another video. Welcome to this week's big, well, a little late news, but let's talk about all the news from the last week. There's a lot of stuff to go through, so let's get going. Starting with the JP news, G is confirmed for October 1st, so get hyped. I'm really excited. We did have that buffer month. Great way to collect some packs and all that, materials and all that to get ready. But let's see what the first set will include. And it is indeed Stride Generation, but only featuring 3 clans: Gear Chronicle, Royal Paladin, and Kagero. And I guess those who tried to guess try 3 should try again. Kind of feels bad for the Neo Nectar fans. And of course the Nova Grappler fans as well, and OTT of course. But overall, I think this is a step in the right direction, you know. With this type of gacha, you know, recently in the Legion era, you have like 5-6 clans, and it's really diluted, and it's really hard to get what you want. And this way, even though there is a new rarity in Generation Rare, yes, but it is a lot more, you know, easier to get your hands on what you want, and definitely is a welcome change for me, at the very least. How do you feel about it? Let me know down below in the comment section. Same information as we've seen before in the about the gacha, but hey, Ravenclock is confirmed to be a generation rare, and it's kind of expected because it is a crit generator and a guard restrictor, which is really amazing in Zero. So go check that out if you want. Just search it up and you'll find more about it. Then yeah, one more thing. So we knew that effect triggers were going to come. But these heal triggers were not originally effect triggers. These were just vanilla triggers, right? But since they're going to do all the crits in the stands, I guess they're going to make use of heals and give value to them. And this is what they're going to do. So, for example, for Gear Chronicles heal, Steam Maiden Uluru, in your hand, when your Vanguard's going to be hit, you will lose. And if you get hit, this card becomes a 15k shield, and it gets priority over Perfect Guards. So it's very interesting how this changes up the ratios, right? Because, you know, your other effect triggers, you don't know, well, how valuable they will be. Those are generally more offensive, and this one is definitely very defensive. You know, we don't have a lot of guard options in this game. To protect yourself, you either set up intercepts or, you know, draw into your PGs, or maybe the occasional Shiroyuki or stuff like that. But you know, now we actually have other options that guard from hand and deals with some really pesky units like Silent Tom. The question is though, in what clans will this be played in? Because clans like Royal Paladin, Gold Paladin, Spike Brothers, you know, Dark Irregulars, they generally have really good grade 3s that can return to deck or generate more copies of it and put it back into the deck, and mean your odds of healing is higher. These you can't really, well, recycle it by itself. It's not a grade 3, so it has less utility. But definitely an extra way to guard is 100% welcome. And I do like that we're getting a lot more options, because more options mean more creativity. And you know, a lot of people think that skill only comes from playing the game. But in a card game, that's definitely not the case when, you know, you don't have preset, you know, decks or stuff like that, right? So skill comes in deck building as well, and I'm really excited to see how that shines when there are so many options. Moving on. So same thing, you know, all clans will get similar grade 0 heal guard units. And all players will also get playsets of these Cray Elementals, these 16k vanillas and 15k vanillas. So for those who do not know, the 15k vanilla for the TCG used to say on attack, Caramelast 1 get plus 10, and the 16k vanilla is just a 16k vanilla. So that's quite nice, you know, that they're just giving it out for free, as are all the other Cray Elementals. TCG players will know that in the G era, we get more and more Cray Elementals. Actually, Cray Elementals were introduced during the Neo Messiah movie, and really the first proper booster set in the first set of G. So I'm really excited to see how they implement the TCG Cray Elementals, not just, you know, suboptimal vanilla units. And that's really nice to see. Next up, we have some tournament results. So this is the Legion Cup, with the winner playing Shadow Paladin and Narukami. We see Narukami and Kagero really being more than 50%, and you know, Shadow and Bermuda neck and neck, and the others are, well, the others. And next up, we have the Meijin, the Yume-sen. You know, well, whatever. I tried. The winner played Royal Paladin, Kagero, and Narukami. So Kagero at 22%, Narukami at 20.1%, Shadow Paladin at 14.8%, Link Joker at 13.6%, Bermuda at 12%, and Royals at 6.8%. Honestly, you know, I think the meta is pretty solved. The buffs and all that didn't really change much because they buffed, you know, pre-Legion era stuff only, and they're not really well synergized with the existing Legion comps. So there you have it. I think for global players, I think this paints a really clear picture of which decks are quite value. You know, you see 4 main ones up there, some spike up here and there, but generally speaking, it's got to be Narukami, it's got to be Kagero, it's got to be Shadows, and got to be Gold, and not Golds, sorry, Bermuda. Here's the login bonus for the second half of the month. Very cute stuff. And of course, you all know that this season is season 43, Absolute Zero. Began on the 16th and ends on the 30th with Alfred Exceed sleeves and Oxy's sleeves, as well as the Blaster Joker rack reward, which is really, really sick. And last but not least, this is the complete calendar for September for your reference. And that's basically it, while we are only 10 days away from G. So I'm really excited, and I hope you are too. So I guess with that said, let's go move on to the global news. There's actually something spicy, which I'm really excited to talk about. So let's get to it. And it is the Vanguard Zero Winter Circuit. So it's confirmed that we will get another big event. Rewards are basically the same as last time, so I'm not going to mention them again. But there have been some changes with the tournament structure, so let's talk about it. So like last time, there are multiple rank seasons and there are 2 open qualifiers. The difference is that the rank fate seasons are for top 24. Last time I believe was top 28 or something, and the open qualifiers I believe was always 32. So that's quite nice. The question here is, which one would I recommend, right? I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. What do you think? And I've always said this, that when you're playing anything that has a luck component or any chance involved, the best way to present skill is through sheer volume, right? Like the more you do something, well, the less, you know, variance should influence your performance. So I'm always a proponent of rank fight seasons, because during a rank fight season, losing 1 game to RNG, to like losing 2 games to 6 damage heals, doesn't really amount to much over the long run, right? But in an open qualifier, definitely so. You know, you lose that 1 game, you lose that 2 game, you're basically out of the running. So that's my perspective. Of course, one takes more commitment than the other. One is about like a 2-week marathon. One is more of a 1-day sprint. So pick the one you want. Of course, rank fight is available for everyone. You don't need to sign up for it. Open qualifiers, we have had really big troubles with people just not signing up, not being able to play in the first place. So yeah, that's just my take on it. So be on the lookout for that. The schedule starts on October 2021, so that's in around 10 days. 8 rank seasons, so set 20, set 21, maybe the buffers for set 21, so set 21.5, maybe we'll skip straight to G. And so for January, we're definitely in G. For February, we're 100% in G. And the March circuit finals, definitely the G era. So this is really interesting because the first half of this event timeline is Legion, the second half is definitely G. Which means that the round fight seasons, definitely pick the one you prefer. For the open qualifiers, you have to play the G format. And the circuit finals, well, you definitely have to pick up the G stuff too, which is quite interesting. I think last time the open qualifier was more spread out. It was more one in the first half, one in the second half, which made for a slightly unpleasant experience. I think it wasn't really that fair. It's not that comparable between the 2 open qualifiers, but now I think it's more fair and more interesting So be on the lookout for that. And just note that the February ranked seasons do not count. Next up, we do have the new Nectar Legion event, so hopefully everyone's doing well with it. While it's still pretty mediocre, honestly, both the system and the units, it did include some really nice global buffs. So for example, first time 50% off for both the Puny Musketeers and the Licorice Musketeers. So that's quite nice. It makes it much more feasible to complete the set. And one more thing is, people I've seen on Reddit or Facebook, people keep asking which one is better. Honestly, I think the Vera set, the second set, is much better. But obviously, if you want to play a Legion build, you want both. So there you have it. And that's it. So question for the video: have you competed in events and tournaments before? You know, we've talked about JP events and global events to come. So I want to know your experience. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the differences? How do you feel about events in general? And why do you participate, or why don't you participate? Personally, I am really tempted to qualify for the winter circuit, but I have to admit, I don't have that motivation anymore. It is a really long grind, and the payoff, honestly, it isn't that worth it to me. So, well, I'm really excited to hear about your thoughts, and if you are 100% in on it, I wish you the best of luck, and like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already and want to see more, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye!